Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, The Python Gurukul. Today we'll be talking about Python interview questions for beginners. We will be covering top 10 questions which all of us should know. If we say we are learning Python, we know Python, we are using Python, then we should must know these 10 questions. And the way I'll be explaining, we'll go through the one or two line of definition, then looking into the examples so that we don't have to remember. By just giving examples to interviewer, you will impress within a few seconds. So let's talk about first what is a Python. So Python is high level interpreted general purpose programming language. As it supports general purpose language, it can be used to build almost anything, any type of application. Why it is so popular? Because it is open source, fast, suitable to process unstructured data, which is growing every day. It has a rich set of available library and huge community of developers. Simple and easy to use. Someone can start writing the code even first day of the learning. That's the beauty of it. It supports third-party packages and encourages modularity and code reuse. Its high-level data structure combined with dynamic typing and dynamic binding. So lots of theory. Let's go to the another question. What is the difference between list and tuple? And this is very common question and very popular with the developers. So list is mutable where tuple is immutable. As list is mutable, we can do the insertion, deletion, but it is not true with a tuple. As we can do the insertion, deletion, or any other modification option, it is slower, where these operations are not possible, so the tuple is faster. And list consumes more memory, where tuple consumes less memory. Another the beautiful question is, what is the use of self? What is the self? Why you use the self in Python? So self represent instance of the class. Remember, this is not the keyword, but it is a common practice everywhere it is being used. So we should also using the self. But I'll showcase that it is not required to use the self today. In this particular example, we are defining class car which has a method start which has self, and then we are doing something inside the method. But remember, this is not the keyword. It is just a variable name which is representing instance of this particular class. So it could be anything. In this example, it is the temp. Uh, this represents the instance of a class it can use to access method, attributes, and member. And that's what we are doing. With the help of the self, we are accessing a member of this particular class. Let's move to the next one. What is the PEPET? So PEPET stands for Python Enhancement Proposal. It is official design document providing information to the Python community. And the primary focus of the PEPET is to improve readability, consistency of the Python code. Whenever team sizes grow, when code grow, it's hard to maintain readability and consistency. So that's where PEPET comes handy. It has lots of tools, but it is mainly focused on naming convention, code layout, indentation, comments, and many more. What is the init? So init is a constructor and it is automatically called whenever we are creating instance of the class or whenever we are creating object of the class. In this particular example, we have the class car which has init start, but as soon as we are creating a C1 object out of the car, we are instantiating this particular method. So without even calling, the init will be invoked. Another example where we have the init which takes one argument make, As soon as we are creating the object, this particular init method will be invoked. So we do not call init, it gets automatically invoked while instantiating the object of the class. What is the module? So any Python file is a module. It can have variables, class, or functions. It helps us to group the things, keep into the module, and whenever required, uses them. So here we got app.py is a module, cli.py is another module. Inside the cli.py, we are importing app. So we are importing app. Remember, we are not using .py. We have to just give the name, not extension. From the app, we are importing the car. From this particular module, we had lots of things, but we are only interested in one of the class car, and that's what we are importing. And now the car is available to this particular module, and we can use. We are creating the object, and we are using. What is the break? So break terminates the loop. Sometimes it is required to terminate the loop on some condition. So here we are running the for loop till 5. But as soon as we meet 3, we don't want to continue further. We want to come out of the loop. We want to break the loop. So we have a condition. As soon as we met the condition, the break will be executed, and break will bring out of this particular for loop. And that's where we got 0, we got 1, we got 2. But as soon as we met 3, we are out of the loop. Very similar. What is the continue? So continue say that once we get the continue keyword, we do not want to go the remaining portion of the loop. Continue the loop from the next iteration. So for 0, 1, 2, we did the printing, but as soon as we got the 3, it said that don't go further. Continue the next iteration, and then we got the 4. What is the lambda? This is again very popular, very useful, and very commonly asked interview. So lambda is sometimes called anonymous function. It can have any argument, any operation we can perform, but the condition is we should have this particular function in one statement, and that's what we are doing here. We got a lambda, it takes two argument, we are doing some operation and returning back. So we can see that we don't have to define, it will happen in one line and then just call then and there. So if we are using Python for some time, we should have been using some modules. There are lots of modules, and these modules help us to um, make our life a little bit better. So the interviewer can ask that, can you please name some of the common modules? And then OS, sys, JSON, math, random, request. These are very commonly used module in any project we are working on. And that's all I had for you today. If you like my video, please share and subscribe. Thank you for watching.